At the moment, I have Marcin Wyrwal, a Polish reporter, on the line. Hello, Marcin, to Kyjeve.
Hello, Peter.
I see you are in the Polish embassy, so is this where you spend your nights or days?
No. We just happen to be here right when you call us, but we live in a different place. With quite nice view for the city, so we can see all the explosions if they happen. And we are just on our way to Vokzał, to the train station, to see what's the situation there, if the exodus of Kyivians from the city is continuing.
So what is the atmosphere in the city right now, in the city that is fighting the Russian invasion?
Oh, well, the atmosphere, lots of people are really motivated. Like when you walk to the city, and we walk a lot, you see barricades and tires that are ready to burn. You can see lots of people with guns. As you probably know, the city just handed out 28,000 guns to Kyivians, and we have to know that there are lots of weapons in Ukraine since 2014. The estimated number is 1.2 million of guns in the Ukraine, in the hands of Ukrainian citizens.
In hands of Ukrainian citizens in Kyiv or all over the country?
1.2 million in Ukraine, and of course you have the army, you have the territorial defense, Terabarona, and you have all the voluntary groups, organizations, whatever you call them. So people sometimes just group themselves around their blocks, for example, or the quarters.
Do you think Ukrainians, or especially more than 60 kilometers long convoy that is right now coming towards Kyiv?
Yes. We are very well informed about this convoy. We know that it's been attacked by Ukrainians by these Bayraktar drones, among others, and the other weapons. But yes, it continues. We know all of it. But well, really, we more or less expect that sooner or later the Russians get into the city. Ukrainians expect it, and
what will happen
I think
next?
they are just preparing for the war in the city. Yes. Because Russians have this experience. They know what happened in Syria, in Homs, in Damascus, in Aleppo. Yeah, there were quarters that were defending themselves for years. So they know that sooner or later something like this will happen in Kyiv, and it will be quite another war. Yeah, the shooting will stop, but we will have improvised devices. We will have shooting from the gates. We will have all kinds of bothering of Russian soldiers. It's gonna be long and tiring, I think.
Do you expect something like we had seen in Maidan, that there were Ukrainians wearing military equipment or some kind of self-made military equipment fighting in the streets? There were a lot of fires burning one square. Do you expect this to be happening all over the huge city of Kyiv?
Well, Maidan was absolutely different. It was like we cannot compare Maidan to what's happening now. Maidan was from its fundamentals, it was peaceful, and people from Maidan never attacked before they were attacked. Yeah, here when they come, they will be shooting and attacking from the first second of the being in the city. Yeah, and of course, people in Maidan, their equipment, their weapon was so amateur. I spent months in Maidan. I saw it like it was like amateur stuff. Now after 8 years of war, the situation is totally different. People have more experience. People have more weapons. People have more bulletproof vests, bronzeжилет, yeah. As I said, IDs, yeah, ID, improvised explosive devices, I think will be used in a big scale.
So are you optimistic? Do you believe that Ukraine will defend itself?
I'm extremely pessimistic, actually, because, it's there's no optimism anywhere here, even if the Ukrainians defend themselves. There are so many distractions, so many dead people right now. Yeah, we hear only about 350 killed civilians. Yeah, not counting the military. The bridges that were exploded. Yeah, the buildings. And so on. And if it continues, it will be more and more and more of it. And Russians are starting with the Kyjeve and Iskander rockets. So it's really different because the destructions are bigger. The estimated number until yesterday evening of Kyjeve and Iskander rockets that were sent to Ukraine was 113. Yeah. And today night we had an Iskander attack at the radio location station in Brovary, 20 kilometers from Kyjeve. So there's no place for optimism of any kind here.
You already mentioned Syria and that Russians have experience in fighting in the cities in Syria. I have heard this from Slovak analysts as well, that Ukraine might end up as Syria did, which is actually very tragic because they are fighting in the streets over small pieces of land for many years. So do you believe this is actually the Putin's goal, just to break Ukraine in pieces and create conflict lasting possibly years?
This is Russia on the other side. So every scenario is possible. Did you even think that there could be a big scale war 2 hours before it started? Never. We were thinking, well, maybe Donbass, maybe somewhere in the south, yeah, from the Black Sea, maybe Kharkiv, we don't know, but not big scale war. Now we have this, yes. So Syrian scenario would be the most tragic. I believe that economic sanctions will hit Russia as much as possible. That's one thing, and I think that now it's just time for instant inflow of Western weaponry into Ukraine as much as possible, whatever they want, whatever they can, and please start thinking about Ukraine at least start negotiations about entering European Union. This will hit Russia. Yeah.
Slovak people started to send supplies. I have seen a huge effort to send clothes and sheets and hygienic products to Ukraine. But the organizations raising help, they claim you need something else. You need perhaps some medicine or some kind of equipment. So what do you actually need? What do people around you in Kyiv actually need? What is the thing that we should send you?
Yeah. What do people in Kyiv need? Well, I think President Volodymyr Zelensky said it very straightforwardly when they proposed him evacuation from Kyiv because he's an obvious aim for Russians. Yeah, and he said, "Well, I don't need a ride. I need ammunition." So that's what people in Ukraine need. As much weapons as possible, any kind of weapons, all possible, possibly the most modern, yeah, because we know more Russians than Ukrainians in this war. But of course, people here in the city need any kind of help, yeah. So there are just starting problems with water, problems with food, with all kinds of blankets, stuff like this. So, the point is now, as I said, the constant inflow of any kind of help, weaponry and ammunition, first place, but all the humanitarian help as well. This is like
Mhm.
I think this is my opinion. Yeah, we fight for the future of Western civilization, at least in places like Slovakia, like Czech Republic, like Hungary, like Baltic states, like Poland, Romania, Bulgaria. Yeah, so all the previous, as we said, Eastern Bloc. Yeah.
I see. I'm asking what actually civilians from Slovakia might send you, because is it even getting through to Kyiv? Will you get something if we send it right now? Because one of the Slovak humanitarian organization said send conserved food. So if I'm going to buy a conserved food in a shop today in Slovakia and send it to Ukraine, will it get to Kyiv, or are you
Yeah.
surrounded and is it cut off?
Well, first of all, not me, because I'm a Polish journalist. Yeah, them Ukrainians, people who live here, who fight here. Blankets, of course, food, probably water. Well, I think now we are at the point where any help is useful, and we don't know. Well, all kinds of bandages and medicines and so on, because we don't really know what's going to happen and what the people will need when if it starts in Kyiv. Yeah.
Okay, my last question. Are you moving around freely outside? I mean, despite all the curfews?
We move freely, but of course, during the curfews, we just stay home. It would be irresponsible. It would be very dangerous for us and for the others to walk around, right? So, people are here, right, under a big pressure. Yeah, well, they can shoot. So, so. So as I said, no, not in the curfews, but right now at this moment we are just going to the train station. We can walk freely. We pass lots of people with guns, as I said. We pass along the barricades, block posts, and military vehicles. But we still can move freely apart from the curfews.